Hey, this is Notser, and this is a user replay. Michael is in the Tier 10 Japanese destroyer, Shimakaze, on the map Warrior's Path. And if I'm going to sum this game up in a couple words, insanely lucky. Fortuitous. I am so jealous of you right now, Michael, because the game had everything go in your favor. Even things that should not have gone in your favor. I am never this lucky, and I'm sure 99% of you are exactly the same. But we've got to see it. It's a ridiculous game with a ridiculous set of circumstances that occurred. Michael, I hope that you enjoyed this game as much as I enjoyed watching it, and I hope everyone enjoys watching it as well. So, right off the bat, he's not wearing any camouflage. He doesn't have any premium consumables equipped, and he's detected as he approaches A point, which is already being captured. Friendlies are capturing B point, but there's an enemy DD somewhere out there, and Michael is slowly approaching it. Enemy battleship fires his guns, and there we go. We see what was detecting. It was a Pan-Asian destroyer, so we know he's not using smoke, he's using radar. He will be out in the open. He chooses to fire his gun, which is very interesting because Michael has 3, 4, 5 friendly ships right behind him, and he's going to send 2 torpedo sets towards whatever happens to be in that smoke near the island. But this enemy should be retreating. He has no way of dropping concealment, and yet he is still out in the open. So Michael's just going to use his Yamamoto commander because that's why his shells are red. He's going to go after this guy. And he's getting a lot of good damage. And 2 torpedoes make contact with the gearing, wipe him out. And conveniently, he has his shells timed up just right where he gets the double strike on the Pan-Asian destroyer as well. And clearly the gearing sends torpedoes. They don't go anywhere near Michael, so he doesn't have to worry about them. The Pan-Asian, his torpedoes are useless against a destroyer. So right off the bat, you're going, oh my god, yeah, this is one of those games, right? This is one of those games. So Michael is going to go right back into the capture point. There are 2 enemy destroyers still undetected, but I would hazard to guess that they're probably not on this flank since we've seen and destroyed 2 enemy destroyers. Just by where they had to spawn, they're probably the ships responsible for the C capture, or they're somewhere near B. So Michael should freely be able to take this. Unfortunately, since he doesn't have the premium consumables, they're all going to take really long to recharge, and he has 1 less charge of each one. And that may be an issue later on. But for now, Michael is rearming his torpedoes, and it looks like he's going to send at the Yamato. So he sends 1 directly at him, and a couple behind him. Maybe he expects him to slow down, because he is moving into the primary flank of the friendlies and Michael, and it's extremely dangerous, and I don't know why he thinks he has a chance. Even if he bows on, he's going to have 5, 6, 7 ships that will fire at him. And it looks like a couple torpedoes are going to make contact. Now remember that the Yamato is going to have 50% torpedo protection if you hit it midsection. And that's basically exactly where Michael hits. So his torpedo damage is mitigated a ton. It still causes a flood, and it still does 20,000 damage, but it's not as much as it could be if it hit in different parts of the ship. And he's still waiting on that smoke charge. Non-premium consumables suck. They are so difficult to use. They limit every tactical option you could imagine. And I think Michael's at this point going, where is the enemy really? I mean, this guy's clearly pushing forward. He's clearly vulnerable because the flood has caused him to use damage control, and he's on fire from friendlies. He's going to fire his guns. And it looks like this is the only ship in range, and of course, first salvo sets him on fire. Everything. And of course, the damage over time from the fire is the last thing that touches him, and he gets credit for the kill. Now, he didn't do absolutely no damage to the target, but his 2 torpedoes and maybe 1,000 damage from the fire is all that really happened from Michael, and he gets the kill of the massive Tier 10 battleship. And his torpedoes are back up and ready to go. There's a couple enemies who have pulled way back, as they should. This is the primary flank of Michael's team. The enemies on the eastern side of the map look to be crashing down on B point and trying to fire on ships that are sort of in between. And it looks like Michael's going to send his torpedoes at the enemy North Carolina. And he's using all 3 sets. It's an interesting choice. I kind of feel like all 3 sets, it's not going to work out as well as you would hope. But it does allow you to cover the most area. I would have really preferred to send a set at that Kutuzov inside the smoke. But you never know. Maybe another ship, maybe an enemy destroyer, sails right in front of the massive wall of torpedoes, and it makes it harder for them to dodge. Either way, he's hitting 3 torpedoes on the enemy North Carolina. Basically, 100-0 takes him out. Devastating strike. Michael, I hate you. You're just... He's done a great job for his team, but literally every torpedo send has worked out perfectly for him. And how many of you can say the same whenever they're in the Shimakaze? Yeah, that's right. Most of the time, they read it, they see it, they maneuver, they avoid most of the damage. Right? So, enemy Kutuzov sitting in the smoke. Enemy Bismarck is at B point, but when he's sustaining fire, the B capture is not going down. So that means that there are unspotted targets capturing B as well, and enemy torpedoes, that basically tells us there are destroyers at B point. So I wouldn't really progress too much further, Michael, if I were you. Enemy Bismarck, he's very low, but the enemy destroyers show back up. He's going to pop a smoke, and he's going to fire at them. Now, I believe that they were being detected by either radar or something like that. So they're going to only last for probably 10 or 15 seconds. But his torpedoes are conveniently back up. And the Kutuzov is spotted, so he's going to send his torpedoes, 2 sets, at the enemy Kutuzov. And he's leading the target because the Kutuzov is gaining speed from being stationary in the smoke. The indicator is only accurate if the target does not change speed or direction. If the target will change speed or direction, you need to attack anything but the indicator. And he sends a torpedo set at the enemy destroyer at B point, last known position. And nothing's detected, and he gets a Kraken unleashed because, of course, he hits his torpedoes on the enemy Kutuzov. He has Yamamoto as his commander, so he got a little heal. And, oh, God, I'm just so jealous of you. I am so jealous of you, Michael. Enemy Kagero is approaching. This is going to be very dangerous, extremely dangerous. Michael is, of course, detected. It's getting good damage on the target, but here comes torpedoes. Okay, first set looks like it's behind Michael as he approaches. And, of course, he has another set, so Michael takes a hard to starboard, and he's able to dodge it. And look at his pathetic Japanese destroyer turrets. They just rotate so slow. Get it on the target, Michael. There we go. He's able to get 1 shot, which is enough to take out the enemy destroyer. The enemy Minotaurs being destroyed as well, and there's a Shimakaze left in that smoke. He doesn't have his torpedoes, but it looks like Michael is feeling kind of, maybe cocky, maybe aggressive, lucky. I would feel invincible if I had this kind of game going. I would just brute force this guy, rush right in, know that I'm not going to die, just because of the way fortunes have favored Michael in this game, and it looks like he's going to do just that. Enemy Yamato is south of B point, very far, so he doesn't really have to worry. He's going to send 2 sets into the smoke. Enemy Shimakaze is trying to retreat. He's rotating his guns on the target. And enemy loses his engine, which he has to repair, or he chooses to repair, and Michael takes the rest of him with the detonation. And that's his 7th kill. He's had a double strike, a first blood, a Kraken unleashed, 2 devastating strikes, or 3 devastating strikes. No, 4 devastating strikes. I can't believe you, Michael. And this all happened in Yamamoto, so it was the team's best interest for him to get First Blood and get Kraken Unleashed, because it makes you a more powerful player. I can't believe it worked out like this for you, Michael. I'm really happy for you, but I'm also extremely jealous of you. And for it to occur in the Shimakaze, this is one of the most frustrating ships for me, because the torpedoes can either feast or famine. Either you hit everything or you hit nothing. Either the target is rocking tons of vigilance, hydroacoustic, aircraft, friendly spotting form, or they're completely blind and they sail directly into the torpedoes. And what can I say? They sail directly into the torpedoes every single time for Michael. It just worked out. They had no chance. Fortune favored Michael, and for that he shared this game to us, which I appreciate, Michael. It was really enjoyable to see. I'll never experience this kind of luck, so I appreciate seeing it. Oh! And the game ends just before Yamato's shells make full contact with Michael, but oh my god, Michael. This is an insane game. Insane luck. Just absolutely insane. This is something I will never have the fortune of experiencing. I know it, and 99% of the viewers as well know it. But at least it was on a replay that we could all enjoy. Thank you, Michael, for sharing it. If you have a replay worthy of being shared, either extremely close back and forth or something insane like this, please send it to notserreplay@gmail.com. I will, of course, look through them, and I really appreciate all the support. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will catch you next time.